Evan Ginsberg with another edition of Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV, joined by my co-host, all the way from Maryland, Shinblade.
Hey, how's it going? It's great to be back on here.
There you go. And I like the spiritual...
The shy hand?
That's right. Wrestling and spirituality. Interesting combination.
Yes, it is. I mean, what can be better than wrestling and spirituality?
That's right. And we have Max Vitelli with the Phoenix Wrestling Federation Thunder Kittens. This man has the greatest job in the world.
Yeah.
Introduce these beautiful ladies.
I wouldn't say I have the greatest job in the world. I mean, my job can be tedious at times, but I do enjoy it, and this is my escape from everything else. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thunder Zone. And first, to my left, we have the lovely, wonderful Miss Navidia Knight.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Also, we have our female version. She is a mix of Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar.
Right.
This is
Yeah.
Venus Divine.
Okay.
And the newest addition to the Thunder Kittens, the woman who should have been born a blonde, Miss Alexa Supreme.
Okay. So, Alexis, as the new woman in the troupe, how does that make you feel?
Feels good. It's very interesting, actually.
And what have been some of the highlights thus far?
Well, just being able to wrestle in front of the public and show them who we are and what we're doing.
And do you feel that women's wrestling has come into its own? I mean, in 2016, it's everywhere. As a kid, I remember, of course, Fabulous Moolah and Sue Green, and, it was a very different feel to it. Today, you have the Japanese women wrestlers who are incredible, and some of them are entering NXT and entering WWE, and, of course, the TNA knockouts. So what's your take on the women's wrestling scene
Well,
thus
it
far?
surely is worldwide, that's for sure. You're seeing it in many different countries, and it's still growing, And it's
Okay.
very, everybody's still getting into it, and I think they're getting more into it now than before.
And what's your ultimate goal?
I don't know. Maybe sign up some professional
WWE?
league or something.
WWE?
Yeah, never
Ring of
know.
Honor?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And Max, stop looking at your phone. You're on live TV. That's right. That's right. So Max, tell us what's been happening.
Wow, what hasn't been happening? Let's see. Well, to tell you the truth, we've been working very hard to get our first event up, and I have an announcement actually to make about that, and I don't know how many people I'm going to piss off with this, but it has to be made. Now, we were going to dedicate our ECW reunion to the late great John Rencher or Renchmer or whatever his name is, Balls Mahoney. John was a very good personal friend of mine. I miss his passing. I got the news on Tuesday night, and we were saddened by it. So we were going to dedicate our April 30th show with the ECW guys for an ECW reunion dedicated to Balls Mahoney.
And let me just say something. For those who found it odd that you did not know your friend's name, what people don't understand is I have many friends in pro wrestling, and Johnny Valiant's real name is not Johnny Valiant, and
course.
Nikolai Volkov's real name is not Nikolai Volkov, but out of respect for their accomplishments, we always refer to them as Johnny or Nikolai, so that's why you refer to Balls usually as Balls Mahoney, am I correct?
That is absolutely
Yes,
correct.
yes.
He's always been John to me, though.
Right,
That's
right,
the
right.
only thing. So, but like I said, unfortunately, with everything that has happened, and we've had more than just one tragedy. I've actually had a little bit of a crisis that has happened on a personal note and on another note. All right, the April 30th show with the ECW reunion is unfortunately going to be postponed.
Okay.
We ran into several issues with the licensing for New York. We ran into several issues with financing from a soon-to-be ex-partner of mine, let's put it that way. Does the word embezzlement come up? Yeah, maybe. But anyway, that's exactly what happened. So we are actually working now with a very good legendary guy who's been in the business, who's with Legendary Action Wrestling. Mr. Frankie Flo has teamed up with us.
Okay.
And he is agreed to help me take over running the male version of the locker room. I'll still be running the female version. And one of the
You have the better job.
I've got the well, I'm
Yeah.
actually glad you brought that up because
How does your wife feel about all this? Yeah.
he just brought up the other tragedy that's happened in
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'll mention this on TV as well too. That actually, I actually had a business meeting in Chicago about a couple of weeks ago, and 2 days before I had to leave for Chicago, my wife decided to call it quits.
Really?
After 14 years of marriage.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the other personal thing that's going on in my life. I mean, it wasn't so major, it wasn't so terrible, but you know, it's one of the things I got hit with as well.
Friends dying, wife's leaving. You're having a great month.
Friends dying,
Wow.
wife's leaving.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, kid growing up thinking he could take daddy on. You know, 10-year-old son with a big mouth. But you know, hey, that's my son. What are you gonna do?
This is like the Max group therapy session. this is interesting TV.
This became from Legends TV to a Max's intervention. Or
That's right.
We gotta find a four-leaf clover or something somewhere, a horseshoe or a rabbit's foot.
That's right. We didn't tell you
Turn
this.
around.
This was not a promotional appearance. This is your intervention.
My intervention.
Ladies, what do you have to say to Max?
Oh shoot!
He has our
No, we're
turn.
not going to go there.
Yeah.
They know better. But no, I'm actually glad you brought this up because here's the problem. Working with the women's division and working with the women, I've ran into my share of, like, let's say, locker room drama. But to tell you the truth, what I deal with the women was just absolutely nothing compared to when I got involved with the men's division. Because with the women, it's like you're dealing with ex-boyfriends or ex-girlfriends, or you're dealing with work-related things. Some of them have kids. Some of them have busy
Okay,
schedules.
since you mentioned that, I have a friend who's a boxing cut man, and he tells me there's a lot of drama in the locker room. The girlfriend's angry, the brother's angry. And you saw in the green room, except for one person having somebody drive them here, it's the guest. There's not 40 people hanging out. There's not, it's supposed to be professional. So really, locker rooms are supposed to be stress-free. It's hard enough right, Jim? Like,
Oh yes.
it's hard enough putting on a
I walk in
show.
locker rooms where people are gonna fight, like right before bell time, and sometimes they fight during the matches. Like in the back, there's a better fight in the ring. Not putting down promotions, but they just brawling.
Yeah.
Well, this was one of the reasons why we had to postpone the show. I mean, you're dealing with some of these young talents, and some of these are pretty good talents, on the indie scene. But for some of these guys to come up to me and turn around and say, "Hey, why are you bringing on the ECW guys? You don't need them. You've got us." And I'm looking at them. I'm like, "What is your claim to fame that you think everybody knows you on the indie scene? That you actually think that you're going to be a bigger draw than the Sandman, than New Jack, than Jason Knight, than Tyler Fullington, the Sandman's son? That you're going to be a bigger draw than the Pitbull, Gary Wolf? I don't need the ECW guys." And it's just now you're dealing with attitudes and you're dealing with egos and you're dealing with these kids who think they're superstars. And you get some other professional guys involved who've had 20 years of experience. You get guys like like the ECW guys. You get guys like Frankie Flo with 20 years of experience, and then they turn around and they think like, "Oh, I'm too good to be on this show because of yada yada yada," and they're not. And they're not. It's like I'm doing this for you guys. I'm doing this for the show. I'm doing this to get you guys out there because nobody knows you at all whatsoever, guys. Nobody knows you at all, okay? You got to go a little further than the Bronx guys than to be famous, okay? And the whole reason why I'm getting you involved is I'm giving you guys an opportunity. The promoter who was staying out till 11, 12 o'clock at night, meeting with promoters and sponsors and all types of people to get them to put up money for the show so this doesn't cost anything. So we have a great promotion. That way everybody gets paid and everybody's happy. And you get the exposure that you need. That's why we do what we do, okay? Because without that, you guys are just a small indie federation in the Bronx or whatever small town that you're from, and nobody is going to know your name. And promoters like me want to get you out there and make you famous and give you the exposure you need, which is why we need to bring the guys with the names so people show up so they get to know you.
He makes my job easy. This is like radio. I'm just listening.
I think he just ran a promo,
That's
like a
right.
shoot promo,
Shoot
and
promo.
turned this from Legends TV to Max's Intervention to RF Video, Rob Feinstein.
Yeah.
I think he just turned into that.
Well, Rob paid me $50 to say that. So.
Well,
Yeah.
well, honestly, I want to ask you. I don't want to put these ladies under the bus, but
Absolutely.
let me ask you the name Thunder Kittens.
Yes.
Where did you get that from? What inspired you to call them? The
What,
Thunder
you don't like
Kittens?
the name?
I kind of like the name.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
See, and that's exactly right. See,
You know?
when I first started out this business several years ago, I came up with Phoenix Wrestling Federation. I was going to call the girls the Firebirds, okay, which was pretty cool. But it wasn't catching on as well. It wasn't really doing all that fantastic. So, I for a little while I put Phoenix under the shelf. I became a white collar worker, suit and tie, went to work every day, and I just wasn't happy. And I said to myself, you know what? This is the I need a change. I need a run-of-the-mill thing, but I need to do something different. I need to get this back up and running again. But I can't relaunch the Firebirds. I think the Firebirds is more of like a male aspect of the wrestling. So I said, let the Phoenix Wrestling Federation be Firebirds. Let the guys be the Firebird division, and then let's turn around and what do we call the girls? So it's like I'm thinking I can't call them the Divas, that's been taken. I can't call them the Knockouts, that's been taken. Can't call them Women's Superstars, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Now that the WWE is done,
You can't call them Thundercats because that's
and that's where it
copyrighted.
happened. It's like Thundercats. It's like, well, Thunder is cool. Yeah, but there's Steel Kittens out in California, but I don't want to be related to that. There's Thunder Girls down in Nashville, but I don't want to be related to that. Southern Bells, we're not Southern. And it's like all of a sudden, wait a minute, Thunder Kittens, but Kittens is cool. Thunder Kittens. There we go. We'll call the Phoenix Wrestling, the women's division, the Thunder Kittens. And every girl that I went to that I started hiring for this thing, and I'm calling them the Thunder Kittens. That's so cute. I love this thing. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. That's wonderful. And the guys who were wise asses, they started sending me little kittens with lightning bolts coming out of their paws. And I'm like,
Well, I gotta say it's a nice name. I have one purring next to me right now as we speak. So.
she always does that.
So why don't we talk to the kittens for a minute?
Yeah, please. I'll shut up for now. Please.
Why don't you tell some career highlights? We'll let all three of you. Tell us some of your career highlights. What have been some of the most exciting things that have happened since starting wrestling?
Oh, the training in the ring.
Okay.
I love when we train in the ring. It just feel like I'm free. It's a new environment for me, so I have to get used to it. And once my body I just love it.
You sound very laid back. I'm sure in the ring it's more intense, right?
Yes, it
Yeah, I
really
get-
is. I'm all over the place.
Okay. And what have been some of your career highlights?
I've started that, ever since I started my training, I went from like 145 to 138. I lost like a few pounds while
Okay.
doing the training.
Okay, so you're in better physical shape.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Tell me what you guys have met so far.
Oh, we met the legendary Tito Santana.
Tito Santana.
And
I just had breakfast with Tito Santana last week.
really.
We were in Dallas at the WrestleCon. Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Well, since they've started with, they've met Tito Santana, they met the franchise Shane Douglas,
Oh, yeah.
they met
Yeah.
Nunzio, okay, they met, of course, Frankie Flo, who is like a 20-year veteran, and basically, like I said, they are going to have a chance to work with the ECW legends. They're going to be working with with Sandman, with New Jack, with Gary Wolf. So that's going to be coming up. So
Gary Wolf is one of the best guests we've ever had on this show. What a colorful, intelligent, well-spoken guy, really.
sweetheart of a guy, he really is. Very understanding about that. Which
This is the typical, looks are deceiving. You see a big, tough-looking guy. He's a very intelligent, well-spoken guy. Seriously. Seriously.
I was surprised at first. I was thinking like, oh, I got to talk to this guy. And I've seen his pictures like, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, brother, how you doing? How are you? I'm like, wow, this is not,
Yeah. Good guy. Good guy.
great guy, really is.
It's a lot of guys in the business like that where you see them on TV or you see them somewhere and they're like big, mean, and they had. It's almost like a Mike Tyson type thing. Like you see him, you fear him, but when he starts talking, it's like, oh, okay, well, let's have that,
Then you see some meek-looking guy, and he's like a serial killer.
Oh yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
making a murderer.
Or,
Yeah.
or you meet a short blonde Russian woman about 5'5" with an exotic Russian accent, and she turns out to be the wife from hell. That's my story. Never mind.
Ba-dum-bum.
But on that note, just to let you know, the video may be all laid back, right? Okay, when we did the studio show a little while ago in Manhattan, we were at some other place. It was like, oh, but I'm so tired, I can't do this, and I'm like, and she was all of a sudden she got her outfit on, she got her knee pads on, boom, she was like all over the place, running around like you couldn't stop. There was no off switch for her at all whatsoever. Okay, and every time she gets in the ring, something always happens. She's tired. She's like, yeah, I gotta go in. I gotta go. And then when she gets in there, she does this whole transformation, and she's all over the place. Venus here, I tell you this right now, when she had her first introduction to an audience, okay, she actually personified that whole Ronda Rousey Brock Lesnar thing, right? Got right on the top of the ropes and
You don't remind me of Brock Lesnar.
No,
Ronda
no.
Rousey I could see.
Ronda Rousey we
Yeah.
can see, but she like roared at the audience, right?
Brock Lesnar
And-
scares me.
And she scared 3 kids that day. Too.
Okay.
Oh wow!
And then you have Miss
Oh my
Alexa
God, that's
over
too
here,
funny.
who is just starting to like learn all this stuff. But you know, slowly, we see that little transformation going into her right now, and she's starting to get there. You know.
So what do your moms say when you say I'm wrestling? It's very physical. How do they react to this?
Well, I've always been physical, so, but regardless, so fitness has always been my thing.
But are they
so-
scared of you getting hurt? Are they scared of you being on the road?
Well, probably yeah, just getting hurt. And actually, I did get hurt, and it was kind of like
Painful?
no,
Yeah.
not, well, painful for that moment, but you know, it went away. But still, it's kind of like you know,
She
you
fell
think
on a
about
butt
it,
roll.
or you you think about it before you make the any kind of move.
Can you-
Before you actually even do the move.
Can you tell us the injury? Like,
Oh, it was just my head. I hurt. I landed on my head instead of my
oh, okay.
my hands.
Yeah.
Okay, because
yeah.
I train sometimes too, and when you do that, it's like a concussive feel. So you feel horrible, and then you have to get over it and just know and just have to learn from it.
Exactly.
And notice that in almost every match, you at least have to do that about 20, 30 times.
Right, definitely.
Go ahead.
Yeah, with the training, like, and everything, my mother was, at first she was hesitant because of the fact that, she was,
Like the fact that you could get killed, like that
Yeah.
fact.
And-
Yeah.
Right.
I actually had to talk to her mom. All right, her mom was. We were at the studio in Manhattan where we were going to start.
They have a
training.
mutual friend, by the way, Steve Ludwig, my former co-host.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah.
very cool. It was funny, and I was coming to the studio, and her mom was like right there, beady eyes, just looking at with the purse in hand, just like staring at me down what looks
Staring
like
down.
If I saw you walk in the house, I'd be concerned also.
Well, he runs the women's locker room, so you had to have that eye say like
Yeah.
my daughter and this guy.
You
Yeah.
have such a bad.
My
energy.
daughter's going on the road with this guy, I'd be nervous.
He's in the locker room while you check.
I'm kidding, we love Max.
Yeah,
Otherwise I
yeah.
wouldn't have him here.
Don't worry, Max. There's,
But yeah,
there's
my
WNBA
mother-
coaches that are men that they go in the locker room too. So
Oh please! I mean, I've been in so many women's locker rooms. There's nothing I haven't seen before. Believe me. Did I say that? Shit.
yes.
Yeah. Cuff him. Yeah.
You have the right to remain
But yeah,
silent.
at first my mother was staring daggers into him.
Yeah.
And then, and now she's, my biggest supporter.
Well, wrestling's your dream. I know you love wrestling and you're a historian, and this is really what you want to do, right?
Yes, and I want to take women's wrestling to a whole nother level.
Okay.
It's like right here, right now. I want it to get it up here.
There you go.
She's extreme, man. I've never seen anybody who absorbs like she does. I mean, she's a fanatic about it, and I've never seen any train. I've had a lot of trainees, okay? Short of Krista Nicole, who worked with me for 6 years, I've never seen anybody as intense as she is, and she's really going to go far with this too.
Wow.
And Nvidia is the same way. It's like, because I see that switch that comes on them. It's like something takes over them. It's like they get into character, they get into the whole feel of it, and it's just to tell you the truth, I'm really proud of these two, how far they've come so far and what they've done. Yeah, I never say that to you, I know, but I'm just, I'm really proud of them. And we have this other new girl that we just got, and she was supposed to be here today, and everybody knows how crazy she is, Miss Lolita Blaze,
Yes.
right?
Where
This
is
new girl.
she?
She was supposed
She's
to be
a-
here today. Lolita is only like 5'3" and weighs maybe 115 pounds, but we just threw her into it just like that one night. We just threw her into, got her feet wet. And now she's like, when's training? When are we doing this again? When's training? When are we doing this again? When are we on TV again? When are we doing? Oh, I wish I can come to the... Another one who's intense about it. So I feel blessed that I'm finding this new raw talent. I'm serious.
Well,
Yeah.
it comes to what you were saying at first, attitude. This is attitude versus drive. I love drive more than attitude. We all have been in the locker rooms where guys think they're above everybody else and their skills are not. So, when it comes to drive, I can take anybody with drive. Anybody with drive with a bad match, you can always improve them instead of attitude where you can't say 2 words to them.
Drive is with anything. I mean, we're an arts program. We're not a wrestling program per se, but luck is when persistence meets opportunity. And you know, these old school guys, they were on the road for years before they made it. These guys would drive across the country for a $25 payday. So it's a tough business.
Good old
And
days.
if you really, really want it, I mean, you're talking putting in the time and the pain and the injuries and the disappointments. But a lot of it's networking. It really is networking.
Especially with YouTube and social media. They say, you know, you come up to a promoter in Ohio and you live in New York and say, well, I have, I wrestled for about a year or two, and they say, send me your work, and you go to YouTube and send it to them, and next you know they see it and they say, we want to book you. And
Right.
that's when business comes down to it. So it's a lot easier than taking big VHS tapes and having to pay UPS and FedEx
Yeah.
and mailing them all over. And imagine how many tapes you have to make for many promoters.
Well, WWE told me once that they would get mountains and mountains of tapes, and sometimes it would take 6, 7, 8 months to watch somebody, but they would watch it. And what they emphasize is psychology and crowd control. It's not 37 high spots. So they want to see that you have that audience in the palm of your hands. That's really what it's about. And we're going to go to a commercial very shortly. So we just want everybody to plug your various shows and.
Well, you can catch me on Shy Lounge. Shy Lounge. I'm lost for words for it. You can catch it on iTunes.
Well,
SoundCloud,
tell folk
and
what it is first.
Oh, it's a show where I interview entertainers, wrestlers, comedians. I just interviewed comedian from Rush Hour, the TV show, Justin Hires, as well as
Nice.
neo soul singer Dwelle, which is coming out soon. You can catch me on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and if you have Samsung Podcast Addict, catch me on Facebook under facebook.com, shin.blade.808, twitter.com at shinsational1, SHINSATION8LONE, and on Instagram under official Shinblade.
Okay.
I have a lot. And then YouTube under Shinblade.
And you haven't asked us on yet? Wow, jeez.
And you have to repeat all of that. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Please, do you have anything to plug? Any?
Oh, yeah,
Website?
yes. Oh, well, we're on his website. We're on your website.
We're on the website,
on
right.
Thunderkins, and then my personal, my fitness, because I also do other things too as a
Fitness consultant.
fitness consultant, actress, I'm Alexandra on Instagram.
Oh, she broke kayfabe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Go
You
ahead.
could check me out and you could like and
Oh, our Facebook name.
And
We're
you could-
Alexa Supreme. I'm sorry.
like
Facebook.
Venus Divine on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And what is your Facebook page?
And
No
spell
media
divine.
it is DEBYNE.
Right. That's why I said it, because it's not the traditional
Yeah, it's
spelling.
not
the-
Okay.
And my Facebook is Navidia Knight.
And spell that.
Knight.
Nividia and Knight as in a K with a K.
Yeah, Knight with the-
K-N-I-G-H.
with
A
the
night with
horse,
the
right.
sword,
With
like
the
Game of
sword.
Thrones night. Okay.
Yeah, my
Okay.
Facebook. I didn't say my Facebook. I'm so sorry, but yeah, it's Alexa Supreme, of course.
We're on Facebook,
Right.
correct.
Okay, and
We're all
Max?
on Facebook.
And of course, you can catch us on our website as well, thunder-kittens.com. We're on Facebook. We're on social media, on Twitter, TK Wrestling 2012. We're also on Instagram at TK Wrestling 2015. And we're also on Pinterest as well, too. That one I don't know because I hardly use that account anymore. But we're on all forms of social media. And we're going to actually be in Asbury Park tonight with Frankie Flo at a show that he's going to be doing as well. We're going to get Miss Lolita Blaze out there for a little bit of a gimmick match. But once again, the April 30th show, a dedication to Balls Mahoney, will be postponed until May 29th. That's May 29th, just 1 month, while we get all of our ducks in a row, while my wife gets her divorce attorney, and we'll get all this stuff straightened out.
Okay.
All right?
We wish you luck in all your legal issues and everything.
But I'm such a nice guy!
You have us.
There you go. There you
Shoot me
go.
now, shoot me now, shoot me now.
I hate to tell you, seriously, I'm not kidding. You guys should do a reality series. No,
Indeed.
seriously. This is a reality series. His divorce and you guys on the road.
Very interesting.
That would be interesting.
It's like Max's Angels.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. Wrestling may be the smaller picture. You're an actress. It would be perfect. That's more entertainment oriented. You really should think about
I
it.
think we all are, as wrestlers, Because we act out there.
Yeah,
too. We are.
Jennifer out in California, get the sizzle reel ready. They're all asking for the reality show, baby. You got all
Yes.
the content, honey.
That's
Let's
right.
go. Where is our show, hon?
And yours truly, the associate producer of the movie The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke. And you can hear me every Wednesday on Main Event Madness, Main Event Madness Radio. It's not my show, that's what I had to think about for a minute. But every Wednesday night, Main Event Madness Radio, check it out. And also check out the rest of this show, because we're going to have hip-hop, we're going to have movie reviews, we're going to have much, much more. Always an eclectic mix. Legends TV, don't you dare go anywhere.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, GMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only Madhousetv TV. You are the man.
Old Spice body spray will make you feel so powerful to blow your mind right in front of your face.
Goodbye.
Oh no! He's like, I don't. Power!
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Oh, Old Spice body spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power! Power!
Try this routine to feel fresh and clean. Pair Charmin Fresh Mates with your Charmin.
Oh, Old Spice body spray is too powerful to stay in its own commercial. That's right. Power! Old Spice body spray can change a regular smelling man into a man who smells like power!
Now, how is this? Wow, you know what? I actually do feel more powerful.
Potato chips! Power! It's me.
Hey, I'm Tom Mealy, once again coming to you from the fabulous Madhouse TV studios here in Deer Park. And this is about the Mousetrap Cafe. Now, I know that everybody's excited. Everybody wants to get in. Everybody wants to book parties. People want to experience what we're going to be offering in the village of Amityville. Unfortunately, folks, there's been a slight delay in construction, weather conditions. It's pushed us back a couple of weeks. So just bear with us. Trust me, the experience is going to be exciting. But what I want to talk to you about today is the amount of people that are calling looking to book private parties. Yes, we would love to have you, and we'd love to have you experience the Mousetrap. So this is what I want you to do. Due to the overwhelming response and the amount of people booking, whether it's a private party for a wedding or whether it's a bar mitzvah, whatever the case may be, I want you to get on the site, go to our contact page, send us an email. Let us know the date and the time that you'd like to book and the amount of people. We will respond promptly and we'll get back to you and we'll tell you whether or not that date's going to be available. Lock it in now. It has been surreal on the amount of people that have been calling us, emailing us, that want to experience this incredible opportunity to be one of the first to enjoy what we have to offer at the Mousetrap. So, get on the webpage, send us an email, go to our contact page. Everything's right there. Let us know. Leave your phone number, again, the amount of people, and the date that you're interested in, and we'll get back to you right away. In the meantime, stay warm. Spring is coming soon, and so are we. Take care. Hey, I'm Tom Mealy, once again coming to you from the fabulous Madhouse TV studios here in Deer Park. And this is about the Mousetrap Cafe. Now, I know that everybody's excited.
All right, Evan Ginsberg back with Legends TV. We are honored to have Jason Youngface Smalls, an indie hip-hop artist out of Queens. I'm out of Queens.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lafayette City, Queens.
Lafayette City.
Yes, sir.
I'm from the tough streets of Forest Hills. No,
Okay,
I'm
yes,
joking.
yes, that's
I'm originally from East Flatbush, Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Shout out
Okay.
to Brooklyn, man. Shout out to
There
Brooklyn.
you go. There you go. So tell us a little about yourself.
Well, like I just said, I'm from Lafayette City, Queens. I started doing music when I was 11 years old. I have a very extensive background when it comes to music. My father was a DJ out of the South Bronx, along with his brother, my uncle, Tommy Smalls Productions. I have two brothers currently who is active in the music. One going by the name V.S. Styles, the other one by Lottery. Like I said, I first started doing music. It wasn't really something I wanted to take serious. I was just playing around with it, and someone just told me I had a voice for it. Someone told me that I really had a promising future with it. So I started taking it serious. I say about 3 or so years, and I'm here now.
So you have a musical family. Who are some of your musical influences besides your family?
Number one on the top of the list, Kendrick Lamar. By far.
Okay.
Oh, good.
By far, Kendrick Lamar. He just really instills that positivity and just being who you are, being proud of who you are, and not falling victim to the stigmas that people place upon you. So he's a big advocate of that, and I received that, and I take that like, so that means I could do what I want to do. Never mind what people tell me I'm gonna do or say I can't do or what I'm gonna fail at, whatever. He lets me know, and when I listen to his music, I feel like I could do anything I want to do.
I just saw Nas at the Barclays with Maxwell, and it's great to see a hip-hop artist that has something positive to say. And he had a full band with him, a live band, which is very impressive in and of itself.
Right.
You're taking the music to another level. You're taking a message that's very positive. And a lot of hip-hop, commercial hip-hop, there's a lot of negativity in it.
Yeah, there
What
is.
would you say?
Yeah, I would say there is because, a lot of people look at it more as a gimmick now. And what you got to understand is we're in a day and age where social media is booming. So if something's trending and something's cool, like I know amongst my friends, I can relate to it a lot. Like when we in school, there'd be like this week a certain thing would be cool or a certain saying would be cool or whatever it is. And we'll run with that for the week until it dies down and we'll find something else. So that correlated into the music industry as well where, something's cool today and it may not be cool tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But, just me, like I said, as a content creator, as a person who loves the genre of hip-hop and just love music in general, I mean, if you have a desire and a passion for it, you're going to love it regardless. You're going to find the beauty amongst the ugly. So
There you go.
that's just, that's my
And
take on it.
Shinblade's a music critic.
Well, I'm a hip hop connoisseur. I mean, Evan says commercial hip hop. I don't even believe it's hip hop. It's just this trap music that they come out with. Like you said, it promotes negativity. And in my heart, and I think Evan's heart also, that hip hop is more of a culture. Like nostalgia. I don't believe in disrespecting women and drugs and guns and money. It's that much of a culture. I mean, when NWA first came out, people would say they were thugs, but they were actually talking about what was going on. And between the two, I was a fan of Public Enemy.
Right.
When they came out, and even though I'm a big Tribe fan growing up. So it's just like that documentary, Beats, Rhymes, and Life, the documentary of the Tribe Called Quest by Michael Rappaport.
Right.
Fife, who just passed away, he had this line, he's like, the way hip-hop is going, I could do without it. And I felt the same way, too. But there are also artists, like, on the underground who's actually doing it that you have to know somebody to hear them. Like, I'm friends with Poison Pen.
Okay.
I met him like a year ago, and, he just keeps rhyming. He did work with MF Doom back in the day. So my thing is that what is your whole, like you just said it, but what is your whole take on this of this trend of negativity, and how do you think you or a collective can break that?
I don't really look at it so much as negativity. I can understand why one would look at it. I look at it more or less, everyone has a story, regardless if it's about drugs, about killing somebody, whatever it is, everyone has a story. So just because it may not be the necessary story, necessarily a story that you would want to hear, it doesn't take away from the fact that that was something that that artist or whoever been through. So you can't really take that away from them. If I came from an environment where all I seen every day was, like someone getting shot, and I'm talking about that, you can't,
You're not
you can't get mad at me.
endorsing it.
Right? It's not that I'm endorsing it. I'm letting you enter in my world from a safe distance. You understand what I'm saying? So like, if I seen the gang violence and I seen, the crackheads on the corner getting strung up on drugs, I'm letting you visit that from a safe distance. I'm letting you visit that through my records because I've been there. You understand what I'm saying? So it's more or less letting you know the harsh realities, and I'm letting you know this is where I come from, but this is where I want to go. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be amongst the Kendrick Lamars and the J. Coles and the Jay-Z's and, on the Lear jets. You know what I'm saying? Private jets, having parties on the jets. That's where I'm trying to be. But this is where I came from. And a lot of people lose sight of where they came from, and they don't know how to appreciate the things that they get when they get to that level because they lose sight of where they come from.
But it also, at the same time, it's just that, there are guys who have sold drugs before they've gotten abused, and they did live that life, and that's who they are. But at the same time, there are people who phone into it. I don't know if you remember a movie called CB4.
Right. Yes,
with
I do.
Chris Rock, where they act like thugs because they wanted to be popular.
Right.
And I believe there's a lot of that. I mean, I saw a picture just last night of young Jeezy.
Right.
At his son's graduation, he's dressed up in a full suit, and somebody made a meme out of it and said that he's teaching his son how to get an education, and he's teaching yours how to trap and kill each other. So that was just my take on the whole thing.
Right.
Let me just throw something in briefly. A buddy of mine was a director of top hip-hop videos, and he said the artists would roll into the hood, shoot the video, they'd be treated as heroes. Their faces were on billboards selling, beer, alcohol, whatever. Then they would take the limo and go back to the suburbs, to the mansion. And the question is, are they being responsible by, one, selling products that may not necessarily be good for you, and two, sometimes, putting out negative images and negative messages when they're really not living that lifestyle. They're out in the suburbs in a mansion, many of them, not all, of course. But.
Well, it's just that, some of them do that, and some of them actually come back to their community and say, well, our schools need computers, our schools need supplies. They give back to it. They just live in the suburbs because they are of an amount of wealth, and there's some guys who...
Well, then the next question would be, should an artist, a famous, powerful, wealthy artist, be expected to give back? Because some do and some don't.
I mean, most certainly. I mean, that's something that, that is to be expected, especially if you, because that all falls back to what I said earlier of knowing where you come from. You understand what I'm saying? So if you come from that, it's only right you give back, because the whole goal is to get everybody, or at least the people who want to do better with their lives, to get them to have that same opportunity that I have or anyone else have. So yeah, most certainly I do feel that anybody who makes it from anywhere, you don't even have to be from the harsh ghettos. It could be from anywhere. I think that everyone should give back in some way, shape, or form. I'm totally 100% an advocate of that.
Donald Trump may be the next president of the United States. I don't see this guy being a great humanitarian. I see this guy's made money for himself. I don't see this guy...
He was given money, too.
What's that?
He was given money. He inherited.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm not impressed when someone has a lot of money. I'm impressed when someone gives back. And that's not always the case.
Right.
Michael Jordan has made a lot of money off the prison systems. Okay? He's invested in prisons, Michael Jordan. I'm not quite sure this guy has given back as much as he should have.
Right.
And there's many cases like that.
Well, a lot of us were fans of Jordan back in the day when he was dunking.
You can't take away from his talent, but...
He was very talented, but his shoes, people still buy them, so it was great marketing, but I never heard... And this is not a shoot on Michael Jordan, but I never heard of him going back to... well, he's from the country of North Carolina, so I can't say he's from the hood. He's born in Brooklyn. I never heard him going back to contribute. I always hear like what Charles Barkley say: never go to dinner with Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods because you'll be the one that's picking up the check.
Right.
So I believe so. It depends on where you come from. Like, if you're from the country and you do all this and you become famous, you don't have to go to some ghetto and just give back. But just know your roots and know where you're from. You know, if you're gonna rap about being in jail, I hope you've been in jail. Like, don't say you are like Rick Ross or anybody. Like,
Right.
You know, don't phone it in.
Right.
So, you know.
Wendell Pierce from The Wire, great actor. He just put 20 million back into New Orleans. Okay, that's somebody giving back to his community.
And he's also doing for Baltimore. That just came out in the news like a week or two ago. I was pretty amazed at that because, you know, The Wire.
Maybe it was Baltimore, but I remember he gave 20 million back into a community. That's right.
Yes, because he worked in Baltimore for The Wire, but he's actually from Louisiana.
Right.
And
maybe I'm getting the two confused.
No, he's a great guy. I mean, I've seen him on Bill Maher many times.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, what, other than your family, you know, growing up in the household, what inspired you on the outside of the family? Like, you see a guy doing his thing on the records, and you like, I want to be like that dude. Like,
well, when I first was introduced to the artist Lil Bow Wow, are you familiar with him?
Yes, I am. Shad Moss now?
Right, yeah, Shad Moss, yeah, on CSI Cyber. I mean,
really?
He's on CSI Cyber right now, yeah, doing this thing. When I first got introduced to him as an artist, when he first started, he was 13 years old.
Yes.
So when I seen that, I said, you know, as a kid, everyone gets asked, you know, what do you want to be when you grow up? I never knew, right? I never knew what my talents were. I never knew what I could do. But when I seen him, I said, that's what I want to be. I want to be like this guy. I want to be like this kid. He's 13 years old. He has a blinged out Mickey Mouse chain,
yes.
right?
I remember that video.
Right? And he's on movies like Mike or whatever. So I'm like, I want to be like this kid. You know what I'm saying? Because if he's 13 years old making millions, I want to be just like that. So that sparked the inspiration for me to want to do music as well. But what really made me take it serious is when I knew that my music speaks to people. Because I had people tell me, you know, when they listen to my music, they tell me, yo, I've been through that, or I know what you're talking about, yo, I really like your music. And then they keep asking me, yo, when are you going to put out this new song? When are you going to put this out? When are you going to put this out? So that's when I knew that I was touching people in a way that I never thought that my music could reach people. So now I want to take it to that next level. I want to reach the masses now. I want to reach millions. Because if for these small groups of people who I've touched, I can only imagine the amount of people I could, you know, touch throughout the world.
Well, right now there's some kind of political movement in hip hop, which is going to be an upsurging. Like you say, Kendrick Lamar is coming out with "To Pimp a Butterfly," which to me is one of the best hip hop albums in the last 5 years. With his performance at the Grammys, and then it's not hip hop, but not Kendrick Lamar. It's not hip hop, but Beyonce doing her Black Panther number. And then for some reason, Rolling Stone or some hack article said Kanye West with his Life of Pablo, which we won't get into because I'm not going to hear about you reaching out to Facebook through Twitter about getting some money. But I believe that you should come out and do it. I mean, I know you are doing it because it's just a greater reward at the end that you helping somebody rather than getting all the cash. I mean, yes, you want to rap and pay bills with it. But I'm lost for words here. But really to me, what inspired you for your name? I never asked you
that name actually came from shout out to my boy Flo Biz. It actually came from when I was in junior high school. I always had this baby face before I had all the facial hair. I just, you know, I never looked my age, so he just came out of nowhere. Everyone had nicknames, you know, his name being Flo Biz. He went from Sha Money to Flo Biz. Everyone had names and everything. My other boy, his name was Hollywood because, you know, he always had the bootleg DVDs, so they called it Hollywood. So, so everybody had a name, and I was like, yo, what's mine? You know, and he came out of nowhere. He was like, yeah, you Young Face.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And actually at first, it was just Face, right? So he didn't put Young. I put the Young in there. At first he just called me Face, but I wanted to put something in front of that. And what I originally wanted to put was Babyface, but there's already a Babyface out there, so I went with the Young, and I dropped the O and so just put, you know, YUNG. So, you know, that's how my name came about.
That's a great name because Babyface, that That's a mountain.
Yeah.
I have all them credits.
Yeah.
That's right. And please plug any upcoming gigs, website.
Yes, I'm currently working on a website right now. My boy Dominique Hamilton, he's gonna be doing the web hosting and everything like that. So stay tuned for youngface.com. That's gonna be coming out real soon. I'm working on my independent album called Face Facts. That's a very dear project to me because it speaks volumes. The things I'm gonna be talking about on this album is gonna be it's really gonna let you know who I am and where I come from. So you guys can stay tuned for that.
And before we wrap this up, what have been some career highlights? What sticks out?
This actually right here,
Oh, there you go.
being on the show right here. Yeah, this is something I have not been in front of a camera in reference to my music. Aside from being on Instagram and everything like that, I have not been in front of a camera. I haven't done a music video yet, as of yet. So this is something new to me, and this is a highlight because now I know for sure that I'm really taking it serious. I actually got out of my bed early this morning, very excited. I've been talking about it for the past 2 days about me coming here. So, this is a real humbling experience for me, and I appreciate you guys having me on the show.
Oh, our pleasure. And we support music of all genres on the show, including indie hip hop. We've had some great New York-based indie artists. Cooley High, Top from the Bush, So Soon, except, countless. And you may say, how come a middle-aged white guy likes hip-hop? Well, Chuck D and these guys are my age.
Right.
Hip-hop's been around 40 years now.
Yeah.
People don't realize. And a guy like Chuck D is a prophet. A guy like Chuck D has so much to say and positive things to say. So we support it. And
you gotta follow him on Twitter though, because I retweet almost everything that he says.
Who, Chuck D?
Yes.
Yeah, my father's a big advocate of Chuck D as well.
I saw him at a music seminar, and you know what he said? He said, give out your music at the beginning, It's like you give out a piece of chocolate. What happens? You want more chocolate. You give out a piece of candy. What happens? You want more candy. So if the music is great, you're going to give it away, but at some point you're going to build that fan base and...
and you're gonna build supporters.
Yeah.
And that's very, very huge. Like I said, I got one of my singles on the album out on iTunes now for 99 cents, and the amount of support that I got for that is just mind blowing. As soon as that accomplishment, and that's another one of my highlights, as you asked before. I am on iTunes. I am on Spotify. And once I made that accomplishment, the amount of love and support that I got from people was just mind blowing. It was like, I'm so proud of you. I'm happy for you. A lot of people went and purchased the song, even though I've emailed everyone who purchased it. I've probably sent it to them already. They had it free. They went ahead and purchased it. And my boy, Khalil over there, he's been the number one supporter for me, from day one. And he's part reason why I took this real serious because. The first time I played my music to him, because we worked together, first time I played my music for him, he was blown away. He's like, yo, you're actually really good. So from there, he's been telling me, he's been on my case of like, yo, get this song out, do this song, do it like this. And, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate him. So, shout out to Khalil too for that.
I have a question for both of you guys. This just popped in my head. Has there ever been a quality hip-hop album with a male and female together? Like, back in the day, they always had Marvin and Tammy. They always had duets. But, has there ever been a hip-hop version where men and women are talking about various issues, problems, relationships? I don't know if it's been done.
I don't think so either. Maybe indie, but not
Wouldn't that be
mainstream.
interesting, though?
It would.
It would have to be done right.
Yes.
It will have to be done right.
The first song, like, why'd you cheat on me? Right there. But address it seriously,
You're talking about like Kindred and the Family Soul, like Neo Soul, the way they do it.
Yeah, but
married couple.
It's always been done in R&B. I know Family Soul; they're awesome. But what I'm saying is, in hip hop, you have a male and female rapper, really talking about stuff. I think it would be brilliant.
Yeah,
if done right.
Yeah, right. Like I said, I think that it could be something special, like if it's done right. And I think that I have in mind a couple of artists that I think could do it well. Like, it don't even have to be like singing. It could be like on some real rap stuff, but going back and forth. I think Nicki Minaj paired up with like a J. Cole or something.
There's been singles, but I'm talking a whole album. Maybe a concept album, like What's Going On, like a concept album. Yeah, I think it would be great. Anyway, that's $1 million idea I just gave you.
There you go.
Somebody's gonna steal it somewhere.
That's right. That's right. So anyway, we're going to hear you live later. We're
Yes,
excited
sir.
to hear a live set, so we're looking forward to that. And anything else you guys want to plug before we wrap up the segment?
No, I mean I can do it again.
Okay.
Look into a camera somewhere. But you can catch me on SoundCloud under Shy Lounge, Facebook.com shin.blade.808, Twitter at Shinsational1, official Shinblade on Instagram, Shinblade on YouTube. Maybe I gotta make a Tumblr or a LinkedIn account or something. I don't know. I don't even do Snapchat. I don't even know what Snapchat is. I hate to sound older. So.
Right.
All right.
I mean,
And let me just plug one thing real quick. Apartment 4B Like in Brooklyn. This is a short story collection about growing up in East Flatbush, Brooklyn in the 60s and 70s. The good, the bad, and ugly of it. So check that out. Any final plugs?
only you guys can catch me on Instagram. If you guys want to know more about me, you can catch me on Instagram at _QueenSon. That's _QUEENZSON. You can also find me on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/youngface, no spaces. And that's pretty much it.
There you go. And when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have our film critic segment. That's going to be something special, Under the Radar, with Randy Unger and Erica Assison, followed by a live set from Young Face. So don't you dare go anywhere. More of the eclectic mix known as Legends TV right after this very brief commercial timeout.
Everybody wants to get in, everybody wants to book parties, people want to experience what we're going to be offering in the village of Amityville. Unfortunately, folks, there's been a slight delay in construction, weather conditions. It's pushed us back a couple of weeks. So just bear with us. Trust me, the experience is going to be exciting. But what I want to talk to you about today is the amount of people that are calling looking to book private parties. Yes, we would love to have you, and we'd love to have you experience the Mousetrap. So this is what I want you to do. Due to the overwhelming response and the amount of people booking, whether it's a private party for a wedding or whether it's a bar mitzvah, whatever the case may be, I want you to get on the site, go to our contact page, send us an email, let us know the date and the time that you'd like to book and the amount of people. We will respond promptly and we'll get back to you and we'll tell you whether or not that date's going to be available. Lock it in now. It has been surreal on the amount of people that have been calling us, emailing us, that want to experience this incredible opportunity to be one of the first to enjoy what we have to offer at the Mousetrap. So, get on the webpage, send us an email, go to our contact page, everything's right there. Let us know, leave your phone number, again, the amount of people and the date that you're interested in, and we'll get back to you right away. In the meantime, stay warm. Spring is coming soon, and so are we. Take care. Hi, I'm Tom Mealy, one of the founders here at Madhouse TV. You know, people ask me all the time what motivates me and what makes Madhouse TV different than all the other internet broadcasting studios around the world. Well, I tell you, what motivates me are the people we get to meet, the people we get to help, and the lives that we change by allowing their medium here at the studio. And I think that that's what my motivation is. What makes us different? Madhouse TV has been around for the past 5 years. We have a solid foundation. We've seen studios come and go. We've seen studios in basements, garages, shacks, little shanties all over the place. People wanting to do this type of media. This is the media of the future. So what makes us different? Here at Madhouse TV, our team, Tommy Marr, Vicky, Janine, we take this very seriously. This is not a joke. This is a very serious business. And to be serious, you need to spend money. And to need to spend money, you have to have the best equipment possible to make the best video and the best broadcast possible. And here at Madhouse TV, that's exactly what we strive to do. We got a strong foundation. We're going to be around for a long time. You know, They look at me every once in a while when I come up with an idea and they say, oh boy, here we go again. But you know what? It's that, oh boy, here we go again, that keeps us the best. And we will continue to strive forward to do whatever it takes to be the best internet broadcasting studio in America. And I got to be honest with you folks, we're on that path. Over the past several years, we have had some of the top entertainers here in this studio. We've had lunch with people like The Who. We've had people in here like George Thorogood's Destroyers. Tommy Marr has been inspirational in bringing some of the biggest talent in the world right here to the studio. You know, that's what it's all about. Once you're the biggest, once you're the best, they're going to come. So we're offering all of you out there who want to have a shot at media, want to have a shot at being on television, give us a call here at Madhouse TV. We'd love to talk to you. Our prices are unbelievably reasonable. This is not CBS. We never planned to be CBS. So if you want to be on TV, you want to get your message across, you have a non-for-profit that you got to get that message out to people of hope, give us a call at 631-882-6900. We're here to help. We're here to have a good time. And most of all, we're here to become the best and the biggest in this business. Thanks so much. Hi, I'm Tom Mealy, one of the founders here at Madhouse TV. You know, people ask me all the time what motivates me and what makes Madhouse TV different than all the other internet broadcasting studios around the world. Well, I tell you, what motivates me are the people we get to meet, the people we get to help, and the lives that we change by allowing their medium here at the studio. And I think that that's what my motivation is. What makes us different? Madhouse TV has been around for the past 5 years. We have a solid foundation. We've seen studios come and go. We've seen studios in basements, garages, shacks, little shanties all over the place. People wanting to do this type of media. This is the media of the future. So what makes us different? Here at Madhouse TV, our team, Tommy Marr, Vicky, Janine, we take this very seriously. This is not a joke. This is a very serious business. And to be serious, you need to spend money. And to need to spend money, you have to have the best equipment possible to make the best video and the best broadcast possible. And here at Madhouse TV, that's exactly what we strive to do. We got a strong foundation. We're going to be around for a long time. You know, they look at me every once in a while when I come up with an idea and they say, oh boy, here we go again. But you know what? It's that, oh boy, here we go again, that keeps us the best. And we will continue to strive forward to do whatever it takes to be the best internet broadcasting studio in America. And I got to be honest with you folks, we're on that path. Over the past several years, we have had some of the top entertainers here in this studio. We've had lunch with people like The Who. We've had people in here like George Thorogood's Destroyers. Tommy Marr has been inspirational in bringing some of the biggest talent in the world right here to the studio. You know, that's what it's all about. Once you're the biggest, once you're the best, they're going to come. So we're offering all of you out there who want to have a shot at media, want to have a shot at being on television, give us a call here at Madhouse TV. We'd love to talk to you. Our prices are unbelievably reasonable. This is not CBS. We never planned to be CBS. So if you want to be on TV, you want to get your message across, you have a non-for-profit that you got to get that message out to people of hope, give us a call at 631-882-6900. We're here to help. We're here to have a good time. And most of all, we're here to become the best and the biggest in this business. Thanks so much.
Hi everyone, I'm Randy Unger with Unger the Radar, and with me today is videographer Erica A. Hi Erica, how are you?
Hi, Thank you, Randy, for having me on your show. Today, I believe we have a video and a movie that we're going to discuss.
Yes, yes. We're going to talk about the new Melissa McCarthy comedy vehicle, The Boss, now out in theaters. Here is the trailer. Enjoy.
My name is Michelle Darnell, and I am the wealthiest woman in America. How wealthy am I? I wanted to come down on a golden phoenix, and I sure as shit did it.
I run your operation. While being a single mom, I deserve a pay raise.
You have a child.
Yeah.
Was that through intercourse?
Yes.
I usually get kind of an asexual vibe.
I never pictured her with genitals myself.
You're under arrest for insider trading.
Michelle, don't struggle. Son of a bitch.
You're bankrupt. All your accounts have been frozen.
Claire, get me a new lawyer.
You don't have any money, you stupid ginger!
Mom, if she doesn't have anywhere to go, she should stay here.
Ha! Look at that. A bed and a sofa.
Careful, it's a bit temperamental.
It's not so bad.
Oh, I think I've shattered my pelvis. Michelle, you need to get off the couch. Take Rachel to her dandelions meeting.
Our troop came in with the $189,000.
Holy shit.
I object to parolees attending our meetings.
If you don't get off my back, I'm gonna shove a box of chocolate clusters up that tight ass of yours.
What is all this?
This is my way back. We are gonna start a brownie empire and teach these girls real business skills. We want some good recruits. Get in there, go for the aggressive girls.
I feel kind of sweaty and scared.
It's just the coffee kicking in. Oh, you know what? Oh, I may have switched them. I put a little splash of bourbon in mine. My name is Michelle Darnell, and this is my partner, and I don't mean partner like girl on girl stuff.
What's girl on girl stuff?
Something you're gonna dabble with in college, but not stick with,
Let's not,
you know?
don't tell her.
Unless you're Hannah. I think it's gonna fit you like a glove.
Don't call it a comeback!
Okay, Crystal, what do we say if somebody doesn't want to buy?
Buy my brownies or I'll kill you. Don't say that, Crystal. Hey, this is where dandelions sell.
Bitch.
Ooh, that batch is burnt.
That sweater just says, I give up.
You're making me feel very insecure right before my date. Don't.
If you could hear these sad basset hounds, they'd be saying, Claire, put us above
That's
your
not what my boobs
waist.
sound like.
Please don't zip me up in your jeans. Let me see this. Claire, it's like Geppetto.
And there you have it, Melissa McCarthy in The Boss, now out in theaters. Erica, what do you think of Melissa McCarthy? What are your
I mean, she's grown so much as an actress from her early career up till this newest movie, which I believe does demonstrate a different thing. I believe that her husband and her wrote it this time. I don't think she's ever written any of her movies before.
Yeah, she usually works with director and writer Paul Feig. They worked together on Bridesmaids, The Heat, last year's Spy.
Spy was an interesting movie.
Yeah.
The one thing I didn't understand in Spy, why were all the CIA agents British?
That's just the way it is. They're always British. but yeah, she's doing really well. She's probably the most popular female comedian actor working today. Some might even say that she's become the new Chris Farley, but I don't think she's that ridiculous.
Well, I would hope she doesn't because I don't want her to end that way.
That would be bad.
Because after all, Chris Farley started out on Saturday Night Live, but then he had a successful career and then died all of a sudden.
I know.
I would hate to lose her that way.
No.
I mean, I've been a fan of her personally all the way back going to Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls.
Great show. I'm looking forward to it when it comes back. They're doing a few episodes. It's actually interesting. They refuse to replace her.
Oh.
They're going to keep her on, and she hasn't had the time even to shoot.
Okay.
So they have several scenes that they're holding off till she has time.
Okay. And yeah, so you've been following her for quite a while. So
Yes.
that's early 2000s, right? Or mid 2000s?
Early 2000s.
Okay.
Because actually the show ironically follows a character who's exactly the same age as you and I.
Okay.
So you always know what season it is exactly by where you were in life.
Interesting. I like that. So yeah, she made it big in Bridesmaids, obviously. That was back in, I think, 2010 or 11. And people just fell in love with her character. She was nominated for an Oscar, I believe, for Best Supporting Actress.
Yes.
And after that, she just starred in a string of ridiculous comedies. Some not so great, some pretty great. I'd say last year's Spy was among her best work.
Right. I
I'd say.
believe last year she did very well.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
She had Spy and she had St. Vincent's.
Okay, yeah, St.
Which I
Vincent.
believe was overlooked because it was not quite her typical movie.
Right.
But still very interesting.
It was
And
starring
this- yes.
Bill Murray. If you guys haven't seen it, it's a really interesting movie. It's a comedy and dramedy, if you will. And, you know, Melissa McCarthy had a supporting role, I believe, in it.
Well, no, was the main female lead.
Well, you got Bill Murray, and then she
Yes.
was right there, too.
Well, and you had her son.
Right, him, too. But what's most interesting about her career, for me anyway, big Ghostbusters fan, big Ghostbusters buff. I actually dress up as a Ghostbuster for charity events for kids, or the New York City Ghostbusters. Melissa McCarthy has also put on a Ghostbusters suit, and she'll be seen in July in the new reboot of the classic franchise. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, now of her next movie coming out, Ghostbusters, I am interested in the idea that they are remaking Ghostbusters. I was a fan of the movies originally, not originally when they came out, I'm not that old, but
Right.
growing up on them. And I have mixed feelings on the idea of if it's going to be a good project or if it's just a way to make money. So I can't let my hopes really get in the way. I can't let my hopes get too high. But I am excited about this movie, and I'm excited to see her working. It's actually ironic how much she did work in such small roles over the years and how long
Right.
it took her till she got Gilmore Girls and Mike and Molly and Bridesmaids
Right, right.
and really grew into the character that we know her today in The Boss, which is an interesting thing. It's also interesting her hair is different in it.
Yeah.
Well, at least as a girl, I look at that.
Yeah, that was a nice hairdo, actually. Very different for her. And she's not like, you know, she's not falling down the whole movie. She's not ridiculous as
It's not
she...
like Tammy.
Yeah, yeah, or the awful Identity Thief. I
Yes.
was not a fan of that. I don't think many people
But she's
were.
grown so much now in The Boss.
Yeah,
I think the children also made an interesting point. I was watching, besides the movie, the HBO look at making of it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
one of the things they talked about was the fight scene, which I believe we saw part of in the clip.
The Girl Scout fight scene in the streets, very West Side Story. Yeah, it's got ridiculous moments in it, but for the most part, it's actually kind of a smart, it's well written, thanks to McCarthy. And,
So it's a mix of everything. It's
yeah.
all the aspects we love about her
Right.
in one packaged movie.
Right,
Plus we
right.
have Peter Dinkle, who everyone loves.
Dinklage.
Dinklage,
Yes.
thank you. The midget from Game of Thrones.
Little person.
Okay. The shorter individual who's
Right,
become
right.
famous as the imp on Game of Thrones.
And he's hilarious in this. He was in Pixels last year, which was also, he stole every scene he was in, basically. He's just got this very expressive face and great comedic timing. So it was really nice to see him in the movie, actually as Melissa McCarthy's love interest in the movie. But I'll let you guys watch that and see it for yourself. Also, Kristen Bell actually gave a really good performance in the movie. And I don't know if you followed her work as well, or...
A little.
A little bit, yeah. Veronica Mars, is a really smart, beautiful, talented actress. And yeah, in this film, she has a kid. She's a single mom, kind of struggling. And I think she adds a little bit of realism to the movie. And
Compared to the other things, I mean, between the fight scene
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
cookies, or there's also a sword fight, I believe,
There's a couple of fights that are off the wall and
that just dilute the movie a little, but then you get brought back to the plot and the story of it.
And it has a good flow, and I'd say Melissa McCarthy really carried it well. She carries her movies excellently. I don't know, she's really come a long way, and I think she's going to go even further, especially with Ghostbusters.
Well,
So.
we have to remind everyone, though, they have to go see The Boss.
Yeah, so The Boss is now out in theaters, rated R, and it's just a good time. So, also, I just wanted to mention, guys, she will be in Ghostbusters, as you know, and I am a Ghostbuster. Next Saturday at the Tribeca Film Festival, there's a street fair, and during that event, they're going to show the original movie from 1984, And then they are showing the documentary Ghost Heads, which chronicles the life of fans and geeks like myself who are pretty much obsessed with the movie franchise and do crazy things like dress up and go to events. So that's next Saturday, the 23rd of April. So if you're in the New York City area, come on down to Tribeca and check it out. Okay. So guys, we are going to take a short commercial break, but thanks for watching, and yeah, here's a commercial.
Ladies and gentlemen, Legends TV like to present to you from Queens, New York, Young Face.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Left Rack, what's up? Queens, New York, we in here.
I'm saying like, you already know, man. Yeah. You know I do it for my gang, man.
You know I do it.
Shit, if I eat, then we all gonna eat.
Yeah, if ever out there, y'all know the words, man. Sing along, man. Y'all already know. 5-7. It's 5-7. Yeah. Let me tell you how I came in. Polo down, Nike phone stuntin', nigga. Bitches wanna fuck a nigga. Nothing you can tell us, nigga. My bankroll crash, you can't ask my teller, nigga. Got that bitch on speed dial, my money talk, nigga. Yeah, young nigga Madhousetv. Keep a bad bitch by my side. My motto's always get fly, but don't get it twisted. I'm down to ride. See this Queens nigga, really beneficial, so don't fuck with me. It ain't beneficial. I get niggas saying, oh, be my dog, we miss you. Nigga want some black talent shit, you get. That's a 4-5 on my waist, nigga. What? I ain't playing no games. I'm on the road, the richest nigga. Broke nigga, stay the fuck out my lane. No squares in my circle, nigga. I stand alone, nigga. We ain't the same. She don't fuck with lanes. She like to find the things, you know, design the things. You got yourself to blame. The twin done in that range, all that ass tomorrow. Lid jets, how I'm fly. You see me tonight, you won't see me tomorrow. Cause it's on to the next one. Yeah, dog, but you roll with the best of them. Shouldn't really have to ask though, but I'ma let you know that I do it for my cats. When we roll through the club, nigga, we fuck shit up. We getting this chicken, got all the bitches and drove. Yeah, Left Rack, what up, man? Stand up one time. See, most won't love you, they hate the fact you above them. They planning to send you under 6 feet deep. But my squad too deep, yeah. I roll around with them gangsters. Ain't no killer, boy, but I clap you, boy. It don't matter, boy, cause I do it for my game. Let me talk to him. Talk to him one time, let him know. Yeah. No more running down on these bitches, nigga, cause I'm popping in the club, I'm the shit, nigga. Bitch talk about she need a breadwinner. Pockets full of them dead niggas. Never gotta ask who a nigga with, cause you know I roll with them same niggas. Ride round, top down, screaming Left Rack, 5-7, we some trail niggas. Shout out to the A-Though, the city show me mad love. Mass spins up a blaze, yo, can't even front, though. I paint a verse with some flame, yo, but I'ma let the record rock, yo. Chopping them hits, though. That's one nigga here for Clark Kent in the booth, I'll be on it, baby. Relationships for me, please don't call me, I hit it in the morning, baby. Real niggas, they know, but this paper gotta get out how you live, though. Some niggas who be trapping out the bando. Me, I mix crack in the studio, break a label, spin it out. Cups are down, Julio, Henny be my preference. That's me, what's that smell? Yup, Polo Blue, my fragrance. Yeah, real jiggy niggas, straight from New York City, nigga. If I got it, then my niggas got it, no doubt about it. I do it, yeah, I do it. Legends TV, what's up, man? Yeah. We getting this chicken, got all the bitches and drove, nigga. We blowing the dub. Yeah, never mind whoever hating when you win it. See, most niggas won't love you. They hate the fact you above them. They planning to send you under 6 feet deep, but my squad too deep. Yeah, I roll around with the gangsters. That's 5-7 for you. Yeah. If it ain't about the dough, I ain't with it. Whip not tin it up, I ain't in it. Charlie Sheen with the bet that I'm winning. 30 racks, no matter how I spend it. Young nigga ballin' like Spalding. My team dog, we all in. No fair ones, we jumpin'. Ain't talking about Team Jordan. Gang, gang. Legends TV, what's up, man? Young Face, Queens, 5-7.